Hello everyone. Um, I don't know if I'm live. Let's just check if we are live or not. Yes, we are live. Hello everyone. The voice is also, I think, absolutely clear. All right. So we are absolutely okay with this. Okay. So a very warm welcome to the class, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. आप लोग सब बिल्कुल ठीक हैं, अच्छे से हैं. And today's class, we will be continuing with our discussion on Buddhism and Jainism. So last class, okay, let's just go on to the slide here. So last class, I had told you about the rise of Buddhism. We've discussed the various teachings and everything we have done. And I had also told you about the decline of Buddhism, all right? So today we will be starting with our discussion, little bit of discussion on Jainism, all right? And there are certain things that we will basically conclude together. So I have done basic aspects of Buddhism. I have done basic aspects. I will be doing today basic aspects of Jainism. And then we will have a conclusion together for both Buddhism and Jainism because there are certain common topics which we will need to cover. Okay. So before I before I start, I would request everyone to do join our Telegram group. The link has been given. The scan code and the link both have been given, so you can either, whichever you are comfortable with, you can use and you can join the Telegram group. Why should you join the Telegram group? That is a good question. Here you will get updates regarding the classes, first of all, and you will also get your notes. The PDF format also you will get. All right. So let's start, guys. Let's start with our today's discussion on Buddhism. Let's start with our discussion on Jainism today. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the origin of Jainism. Now, Jainism, guys, see, both Buddhism and Jainism happened, or basically they propagated because of one major reason, and that is the discrimination that the common people were facing in the Brahmanical tradition. Okay, they were actually facing a lot of issue. They were actually facing a lot of problem there. Fine. There was discrimination, there was untouchability. They were supposed to live outside of the villages. They had to sound a clapper. They could not be seen. They could not be touched. So you are literally delegating one section of the society, calling them to be calling them to be people of lower classes. You are discriminating against them. They are going to tolerate that for a little while, isn't it? This is not something that is going to happen for a long while, and hence we see the rise of Buddhism and Jainism. Now usually when we talk about Jainism, we usually start speaking from Vardhaman's Mahavir's time, right? But actually Jainism existed even before that. Okay, so let's talk about the origin of Jainism. First of all, guys, it's a very ancient tradition. Okay, as per some tradition, it is as old as the Vedic tradition. Okay, it existed even before, it existed at the time of Vedic tradition as well. Okay, so the Jain tradition has a successor of great teachers called Tirthankars. Now, who are Tirthankars? Tirthankars ka literal meaning kya hota hai? Now, these are guidance, these are teachers who guide men and women across the river of existence. Okay, so what do you mean by this? What do you mean by Tirthankars? So these are teachers, all right, and what is the responsibility? their responsibility is to guide men and women across the river of existence. Matlab, so basically these are teachers who would help us in attaining nirvana or in attaining salvation. They will help us guide us through this, our existence. They will help us guide through, beyond our existence. There's something beyond our existence. There's something beyond worldly treasures as well. So that is what they would help us in. Okay. So there were 24 Tirthankars in all, and Vardhaman Mahavir is supposed to be the last of them. Okay. So he is the 24th Tirthankar. The first one, or the founder of Jainism, is supposed to be Rishabhnath or Rishabdev. These are two names that we have here. So he was supposed to be the founder. Alright. Now, the 23rd Tirthankar was Parshavnath, who was born in Varanasi. He may have lived in the 8th or the 7th century. So you have to remember, guys, who is the first one? First one is Rishabdev. So I'll just write it down for you. It will become easy. First is Rishabdev. Okay. Then we have the 23rd. 23rd. This is the second last, basically. This is Parshavnath. And lastly, we have the 24th Tirthankar. 24th is Mahavir. Okay. So now, all the Tirthankars were mostly Kshatriyas by birth. So as I had told you earlier also, the Kshatriyas, or basically the other Varnas, were really fed up of the superiority of the priestly caste, or particularly superiority of the Brahmins, and that is why they were basically, keen on finding such traditions. Okay, so just go through the slide, guys. Let me know if there's any doubt, if there's anything you don't understand. We can definitely clear it for you. The live chat is open, you can use that. If there's anything you don't understand, you can let me know. Is everyone okay with this? Is there any doubts, any difficulty, any issues that you guys might be facing? Chali, I think we should move ahead then. Alright, let's talk about Vardhaman Mahavir. He is considered as the 24th and the last Tirthankar, guys. Okay, ye kaun hai? He is the last Tirthankar. Where was he born? He was born in Kundagram near Vaishali. So remember that he was born in Vaishali. This is important. His parents were Kshatriyas. His father, Siddharth, he was the head of the Jantrika clan. Mother, Trishala, she was the sister of the Lichavi chief Chetaka. Chetaka's daughters married Hiranyaka king Bimbisar. All this I've already explained to you, but please remember these points. These are important. Okay. So just remember basic points you should remember. So Vardhaman Mahavir, obviously he is the last Tirthankar. He was born in Vaishali. Father's name is Siddharth. Alright. And he was the head of the Jantrika clan. And mother's name is Trishala. And she was the sister of the Lichavi chief Chetaka. Fine. Now, he was married to Yashoda and had a daughter called Anuja or Priya Darshana. So you can see a lot of similarities here, guys, between Siddharth and Mahavir, even though they don't share the same time period. You can see a lot of similarities here. Mahavir's father's name is Siddharth, wife's name is Yashoda, and instead of having a son, they had a daughter whose name was ya to Anuja hai ya fir Priyadarshana hai. And the wife name is similar. He was married to a woman named Yashoda. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's do some more of the slides and then we can come back here. Now, at the age of 30, Vardhaman decided that he is going to renounce his life. He's going to renounce all the worldly pleasure, and he became a wandering ascetic. Now, who is an ascetic? Ascetic is basically a person who moves from, one place to another, जिसको हम साधु कहते हैं हमारे simple words में. So that's what an ascetic is. Now, he also followed what is known as bodily mortification. Now, what do you mean by bodily mortification? Bodily mortification means starving yourself or hurting your body to an extent. Fine. So after 13 years of penance, he did 13 years of penance or punishment. He punished his body and he attained the highest form of spiritual knowledge, and that was known as Keval Gyan. Now, Keval Gyan, if you translate it, means one knowledge to rule them all, one knowledge to guide them all, one knowledge to bind them all unto together. Okay, I'm sorry, I just took some dialogues from Lord of the Rings, but that's what Keval knowledge means. Now, he attained this at Jimbika Gram, a village under a sal tree at the age of 42. So just like Buddha attained his nirvana in Bodh Gaya, he attained his nirvana in Jimbika Gram. All right, and the village, it was a village under a sal tree. Buddha achieved it at the Bodhi tree. He achieved it under a sal tree at the age of 42. Now, this is known as what? This is known as Kaivalya. Fine. Kaivalya का मतलब क्या होता है? Kaivalya again means Keval. Keval means ek or one or the one. So basically, he achieved that one knowledge which was going to help him guide people through the river of existence, and that is why he was known as Mahavir. There were other names also. He was known as other names like Jina, Jitendriya, Nigarantha, all right, Kevalin. He's known by all of these names. So please remember these names, guys, because they can definitely come as a part of your MCQ. ये सारे नाम आपको याद रखने की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है, ठीक है? So he preached for 30 years and he died at Pavapuri, which is near Rajgir, at the age of 72. So all of these people are very much focused in the Bihar area. So please just go through all the points. Let me know if there's anything you don't understand, and then we can move on. So just take a look at both the slides and let me know if there's anything you don't understand. Live chat is open, guys. मैं भी live chat check कर रही हूँ. If there's anything you don't understand, you can let me know. Take a look at both the slides. Let me know if there's any doubt. And guys, you have to remember these names. These names are important. So Mahavir was not just known as Mahavir. He was known as Kaivalya. He was known as Jina, Jitendriya. He was known as Nigaratha or Kevalin. These are different names by which he was known. So you have to remember these names. Let me know if there's any doubt or if there's anything you don't understand. Sorry for that noise. चलिए, anyway, let's move ahead. हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. All right, now let's talk about the causes of the rise of Jainism. See, guys, the basic cause is going to remain the same. The Vedic religion was highly ritualistic, and honestly, you know what? I have nothing against any religion, guys, But the kind of Vedic religion that we were following in the later Vedic age, it had become a religion particularly for the rich. Only the rich could was able to perform the yagyas and the sacrifices, because it was so ritualistic. It needed so much to be दान पुण्य इतना सारा करना होता था, इतना गिफ्ट देना होता था, that it became really really difficult for the common people to perform them. Also, the common people were not even allowed to perform such things. That was a major issue. Okay, so what are the causes of rise of Jainism? So Vedic religion had become highly ritualistic, and these rituals were something which not everyone could follow, not everyone wanted to follow. Okay. Another reason for the rise of Jainism was that Jainism was following or preaching in the language of the common people. So just like Buddhism, Jainism was also preaching in Pali, Prakrit, all of these languages, compared to the Vedic literature, which was always in Sanskrit. And Sanskrit was a language which only the upper classes, particularly the Brahmins, and only a certain select few people could understand. All right. So people were able to connect with Jainism and Buddhism much more as compared to any other tradition. Okay. Another reason is that it was accessible to everyone. There was no caste discrimination, no creed discrimination. You could be from any social background, caste, creed, religion, and you could still become a part of Jainism. Now, one system had rigidified, and the people of the lower classes lived miserable lives. Jainism offered them an honorable place. So I already told you this, that Vedic religion, or the kind of Vedic religion that we were following in the 6th century BCE, it had literally delegated a certain select few people as being untouchables, saying that you will not be seen, you will not be heard, you will not be touched, and if you are, it will be considered as something bad. All of that was there, guys. Okay? So now Jainism was providing them with an honorable space where they will not be judged for being born in a lower class. They would be treated as equal. They would be treated as human beings. Not equal, even if not equal, at least they will be treated as human beings. That was very important thing. So about 200 years after the death of Mahavir, there was a huge famine in the Ganga Valley. Chandragupta Maurya and Brother Bahu, last Acharya of the undivided Jain Sangha, they migrated to Karnataka, and Jainism spread to southern part of India after that. So Chandragupta Maurya actually converted to Jainism in the later part of his life, and he, along with Brother Bahu, he was the last Acharya of the undivided Jain Sangha. Now, why are they calling this an undivided Jain Sangha? Because later on, Jainism will also be divided into two parts, guys, which is the Gambas and the Shvetambars, which I'll be telling you about. Okay. So he was the last of the, Tirthankar, or he was the last of the Acharya, and they both decided to migrate to South India, and that is how Jainism had spread to South India as well. Buddhism did not have that kind of a hold on South India, but Jainism did. Okay. All right. Take a look at the slide, guys. Let me know if you have any doubts here. If there's anything you don't understand, you can always put it up in the live chat, guys. Just let me know if there's anything that you have a problem with. Okay, let's move ahead. Now let's talk about the teachings of Jainism. I will be adding some important points here also, guys. I'll be adding some important points here from my side as well. Now, Mahavir, obviously, Jainism rejected the Vedic principles. They were like, this is something we don't want to follow. They did not believe in the God's existence, but they did believe in ultimate truth or ultimate reality, or they did believe in this, power called the universe. Okay? According to Mahavir, universe was a product of natural phenomena of cause and effect. Means cause and effect in the sense that everything happens because of certain things, and everything changes because of the effect of certain things, right? Like when there's a asteroid belt which happens, when there's a black hole that we discover. So universe has been formed, all right. Universe has been formed because certain changes took place at certain time, and because of those changes it had certain effects, and those effects led to the formation of universe. He did not believe that it was because of God that the universe was formed, right? Now he believed in individual agency. Karma was the most important thing. So if your karmas are good, then only will you be able to attain nirvana. And according to them, the body dies, but the soul does not. So for them, the soul is eternal. Fine. Now, one will be punished or rewarded according to their karmas. Fine. Advocated a life of austerity and non-violence. Austerity means how religious, not religious, but how dedicated you are towards the tradition or towards your belief, and non-violence. Okay. Now, stressed on equality but did not reject the caste system, unlike Buddhism. But he also said that man may be good or bad as per his actions and not birth. So they did not outright reject the caste system, guys. Fine. But in a sense, they were rejecting the caste system because they did not believe it to be mandated or decided by your birth. According to them, people can be good or bad on the basis of what? On the basis of their actions. Okay. So I also want to tell you that Jainism believed in something called animism. That is their central philosophy. Now, what do you mean by animism? According to them, the entire world is living. Everything in this world is living. Okay? What is it? Entire world is living, or basically everything in this world is living. So because they believed in animism, they also believed in non-violence or non-injury. Okay? They believed in what? They believed in non-violence, and they believed in non-injury to every creature on this planet. They would not even hurt this, like the smallest of insects ko bhi wo log hurt nahi karenge, because they believe that everything is animated, everything has life, and they are not supposed to hurt them. Okay, so animism and non-violence were the central principles of Jainism. Okay, now asceticism was very important. Asceticism and penance was very important. But asceticism was taken to a great length, such as starvation, you can't eat, nudity. Now there's a sect of Jainism, particularly the Shvetambars. They did not wear any clothes. They completely stayed nude. Self-mortification, as in harming your body, all right? All that was something which was really, really expounded. All that was something which was really propagated in Jainism. Okay? Now, there are two elements of this world, according to them. We have the Jiva, which is the conscious, the worldly life that we are living, and the Atma, which is the unconscious. Okay? Alright? Now, so in this, in these two elements, we have to keep these things alive. हमें ये सारी vows जो हैं वो practice करने होंगे. Okay? We have to practice. I'm so sorry. So we have to practice these vows, all right, so that we can attain salvation. We have to have right faith, okay, right knowledge, right conduct, how you conduct yourself, how you behave. Ahimsa, non-violence, I've already told you. Satya, truth. Asatya, non-stealing. Asatya does not mean कि आपको झूठ बोलना है. It means you can't be stealing from anyone. Aparigraha, which means you can't have property because you need to get away from the worldly pleasures. And brahmacharya, which is abstinence, means you have to be celibate. You can't engage in any sexual activity. आप sexual activities में engage नहीं कर सकते हो. You have to abstain from it. Okay, what do you have to do? You have to abstain from it. Fine. So that's what they are talking about. So that is what they're saying. There are two elements in this life. Jiva, this is the worldly pleasure that we have. Okay, and then we have the Atma. Okay, and to be able to achieve salvation, to be able to go from Jiva to Atma, we have to follow these paths. Only then we will be able to achieve it. Okay, that's what they're talking about. Please let me know if you have any doubts in these two slides. The live chat is open, guys. You can always use that. Just let me know if there's anything you don't understand, please. Both the slides. Take a look at both the slides. Let me know. Okay, let's move ahead. Now, let's talk about the split in Jainism. So I told you about the split. It was in Shvetambars and Digambars. Okay? So basically what happened, so we have Brad Bahu. He left for South India along with whom? Along with Chandragupta Maurya. Hai na? Then we have Stula Bahu. He remained in North India with his followers. Okay? Now Stula Bahu changed the code of conduct and said that the white clothes could be worn. Fine. And yes, there was a split in the Jainism, split in the Jain tradition. So basically what happened earlier, the Jain teachers never wore any clothes. They followed nudity. Okay. But Stul Bahu said that, let's change some doctrines here. And he said that white clothes would be allowed. Okay. So we have two people, two split or two groups here. We have the Shvetambars and then we have the Digambars. Shvetambars are basically white. They wear a white long robe and they're mostly found in the northern side. Okay. And then we have the Digambars who are sky clad, who are basically naked. They can't wear any clothes and they are basically found in the southern area. It was because of this particular sect that you will not find a lot of women in the Jain tradition, because women would find it really difficult to do something like that and to live such a difficult life. So it was because of this particular tradition that you would not find a lot of women in the Jain tradition. So that was the split in Jainism. Now these are the Jain council, guys. The first council was held in Patliputra and it was presided over by Stula Bhadra. Okay? The second council was held in Vallabhi in Gujarat. It was presided over by Devradhi Shema Sharmana. Alright. So just remember these names, Vallabhi and Devradhi. So there are two basic councils which happened in Jainism. First council was in Patliputra, alright, 3rd century BCE. It was presided over by Stulbhadra. The second council was in Vallabhi in Gujarat, okay. It was presided over by Devarathi. All right. So remember these names, guys, and the councils are of utmost importance here. You should be remembering all the councils which have happened. Okay. Now, in the next section, I will be telling you about certain important facts regarding Jainism, which is important from the UPSC perspective. Now, since they're important from UPSC perspective, I also thought they would be really important for you guys because you also are preparing for your state PSCs. Okay. So let's take a look at some facts. Now, these are facts which you should remember. Okay. The doctrine of Jain is obviously much older than the Buddhist doctrine, but Mahavir and Buddha are contemporaries. Matlab, Mahavir and Buddha existed at the same time, alright? But the Buddhist doctrine started with Buddha and the Jain doctrine had always existed. Even before Buddha, it had existed. Okay? The word Jain has meaning. It means the followers of Jina, which means victor. Fine. So someone who has attained infinite knowledge and who teaches others how to attain moksha. So Jain means what? Jain basically means following a teacher. A teacher who has attained nirvana, a teacher who has infinite knowledge and can teach his followers how can they attain nirvana. Okay? The other name for Jina is Tirthankar. I've already explained you the meaning of Tirthankar. Basically means a teacher or a fort builder who is going to guide people across the river of existence. Okay? Alright? Now, there is a Jain conception of time which is divided into 6 stages, which is known as the kalas or kal, jinko hum kehte hain. So, the Jain conception or the Jainism time period is divided into 6 stages, and these 6 stages are known as your kalas. Okay, let's move ahead. This 22nd Tirthankar, Nemi Natha, is said to have belonged to the Saurashtra region of Gujarat. The 23rd Tirthankar, Parshavnath, he lived in Banaras. All the Tirthankars have supposed to have taught the same doctrine. Obviously, they taught about the Jain doctrine. As Ajina is said to possess Avadhijana, which is superhuman cognition or psychic power. So basically, these are people who can sense things, who can feel things, who can even sense things which are not there. Okay. So guys, instead of remembering what it means, you should be remembering about these words because these words are there. These are facts which can definitely come for your MCQ. These are facts which can definitely come in your exam. So आपको ये सारी चीजें जो हैं वो याद होनी चाहिए. ठीक है? So the 22nd Tirthankar, Nemi Matha, where was he living? He was living in Gujarat. All right. 23rd Tirthankar, he was living Parshavnath. He was living in Benares. We already know Mahavir was living in Vaishali. Okay? And all the Tirthankars were supposed to have taught the same doctrine. All the Tirthankars had superhuman cognition and psychic powers. Okay? Now, Jain doctrine insists. What are the doctrines that they talked about? Reality is anekata, means there are different realities. For everyone, the reality might be different. That is absolutely true. And for me, it's a different reality. For you, it's a different reality, isn't it? I'm sitting very comfortably in my home. I have my AC switched on. Very comfortably, I'm sitting. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are struggling even to watch this video, right? So everyone has a different reality. Now, Sat, being, has 3 aspects. So when you're existing, your existence basically has 3 aspects. एक है substance, quality and mode. The kind of life that you are living, the quality of life that you are living, and the way of life that you are living. Okay? Jain doctrine of Anekvadanta mentions the manifold nature of reality. Okay? So, the Jain doctrine of Anekantavada basically mentions the manifold nature of reality. So it basically talks about the different kinds of reality that might have existed. So different realities exist at same point of time, guys. Don't you think? एक ही रियलिटी है जो एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे एग्जिस्ट कर सकती है. बहुत डिफरेंट रियलिटीज हैं जो एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे एग्जिस्ट कर सकती है, राइट? So that's what they're talking about. Okay, now just take a look at all the points here. Let me know if you have any doubts. uh, Now guys, I have only given you a very basic knowledge of Jainism, okay? But I will be adding more points here. Now there's certain things else I have to teach you. So this lecture, this Buddhism Jainism series is going to continue for some time, okay? ये जो है अभी ये continue करेगा. This is going to continue for some time. So here we will be talking about now. After this, I will be talking about the Buddhist Council. I'll be talking about the break in Buddhism, the Hinayan, the Mahayana. I'll be talking about the different followers of Buddhism, their contribution. I've already spoken to you about stupas and all, so that I won't be repeating. So all of these things we will be focusing on. Okay, let me know if you have any doubts or if there's anything you don't understand. The live chat is still open, guys, so you can share your doubts here. मैं भी लाइव चैट खोल के बैठी हूँ. आप लोग प्लीज लाइव चैट में अपने डाउट्स जो हैं वो डाल दीजिए. सारे पॉइंट्स देख लीजिए गाइस, सारे स्लाइड्स देख लीजिए आपको कहीं पे कोई डाउट है, कुछ भी जो नहीं समझ में आया हो, बुद्धिज्म में अगर कुछ नहीं समझ में आया है तो आप वो भी पूछ सकते हैं. Okay, so I think I'm going to end the session here today. All right. Tomorrow we'll continue with our discussion on Jainism, and then we'll also continue with our discussion on little parts of Buddhism as well. So stay tuned till here. आगे हम लोग इसके बढ़ते जाएंगे. Okay. And before you all leave, I would request everyone to join the Telegram group. Just a second. Yes. The link has been given here. All right. The scan code has also been given here. So please do join the Telegram group, because here only you will get updates regarding the classes. Plus you will also get your written notes. मतलब जो PDF file हम upload करते हैं वो आपको यहाँ पे in the PDF format मिल जाएगा, which is really going to be helpful for your preparations. Okay. So do join the Telegram group. The link and the scan code both have been given here. Before you all leave, guys, please, it's a request to like the video, share it with your friends. Okay, do drop in us a comment. Let us know if there's something you like. We'll be more than happy to be appreciated. And if there's something you don't like, you can tell us that also. We'll be more than happy to work on it. Also, before you all leave, I would request everyone to subscribe to the channel. Okay, press the bell button, press the bell notification, so that you get notified whenever we post a new video. Okay, so please do subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot to us. And thank you so much for watching, guys. It was an absolute pleasure to have you all here. And we will definitely continue with our discussion tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be continuing with Jainism. Okay, and then we will also be continuing with our discussion on Buddhism. So that's what we will do today. So thank you so much for joining here today. It was an absolute pleasure to have you all here, and I will see you all in the next class. Thank you. Okay, someone saying something in the live chat. Thank you guys. See you. Bye bye.